hear of the phrase courage over comfort, what comes to your mind?
Is that you have to challenge yourself. Nobody is coming to save you. This is the saddest thing about life. If you want to grow, you have to defy the odds. You have to do things. If you don't know that you are somebody, how can you get to the next version of yourself? Because sometimes you cannot make your growth somebody else's responsibility. Transformation can take 6 months, it can take 1 year, it can take 2 years. It doesn't happen overnight. It's work, and you will cry tears because it's like you are shedding a version of yourself that you don't want to be seen again. But the other thing you need to be aware of is around people who only remember the old you.
How do you think failure and rejection can help in developing our courage in life?
Parents need to do a better job of educating children on what rejection is and how to grow from rejection. Because what happens is that we get into our 20s and 30s, and then when we're rejected and we fail, some people commit suicide. Listen, I don't believe in perfection anymore.
Okay.
I believe in being your best. It takes courage to be a very good leader.
Closing 2025 on Lifestyle with Fiifi with the topic Courage Over Comfort with the Confidence Coach. Remember, being scared doesn't mean you're not ready. It usually means you are.
So I do have the gorgeous, lovely lady, Sandra Adai, the confidence coach with me. Sandra, you're welcome.
Thank you.
It's quite strange that today we are sitting on the same sofa. Sometimes it's either you are here and I'm behind the camera.
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
And
with you stressing me. That's very
because
correct.
I'm the producer, you pay me to produce you. So I have to come up with my own producing.
Okay, well, we don't pay you to give us problems. That's the difference. You know.
Sandra, I'm happy that I invited you because this topic has been very, very dear to my heart. As someone that in life I've always sat in my comfort zone, and now in my 30s I'm trying to come out of my comfort zone, and I think most of your teachings on your channel, I got to learn a lot. I was not just producing you, but I was also taking a lot of insightful information, and I'm happy that today you are here with me. So my first question that I want to ask you, Sandra, when you hear of the phrase courage over comfort, what comes to your mind?
Is that you have to challenge yourself. Nobody is coming to save you. This is the saddest thing about life. Like, unless you are married to a billionaire, whether you're male or female, whoever wants to marry into the money, marry, I will encourage that. But most people are not in those situations. So you've got to look at life and make a decision. Do you want to sink, or do you want to swim, or do you want to coast? Because the middle bit is coasting. That's the comfort bit. So when that term courage over comfort is, what does comfort give you versus courage? So if you're comfortable, your life every day, how many people have gone to the same job for 30 years? They don't go on holiday. They don't change their hair. Their clothes are exactly the same. That is even not even comfort. That is just, to me, complete dismissal of their spirit. Because you don't even have the courage to even change one thing about yourself. One. So every day, the person you were yesterday, you're not going to be that person today and tomorrow and forevermore. So we have to always consider, what is it that we really want to achieve from the inside out, not from the outside in. People walking around with bags that are 3,000, 4,000. I remember people will tell me they've got 4,000 or 5,000 pound bag. I'm like, when you do sell, ring me. If you're selling for £10, I will come and buy. I refuse.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, my comfort is not in superficial things. My comfort is in God. So if I also have to have courage, I have to ask God for that space to have courage to be comfortable. Because to be comfortable is different than just to have comfort. Because your courage will give you the comfortability The laziness and procrastination will give you comfort.
Mhm.
There's always a difference. And I think people don't examine their life enough.
Mhm.
People spend so much time concentrating on what the external is,
Yeah.
not thinking, you know what, my life isn't going the way I want it to go. What do I need to do differently to move from comfort to courage?
And Sandra, I mean, I like the fact that you said some people think being comfort is the superficial, like the things, the material things that is around. And I quite remember when I had my own degree back in Ghana, and when I was trying to get my degree here in UK, I was trying to choose a field that I would be comfortable in it. And you advised me, Fee, you've done a lot of investment. Why don't you do something that is related to your field, of which I appreciate that advice. Upon when I applied for that degree, right, I went for my first orientation, and I realized that I was supposed to do 4 days in a week. My previous, degree that I chose, I was supposed to do 2. And I was just looking at myself. Fee, are you going to come to uni 4 days? Wow. Why don't you choose the one that you're going to do 2 days, which is more comfortable? I said to myself, looking for my own purpose in life. And my purpose in life is media. Why don't I sacrifice? So sometimes it's very difficult for us to go like, you know what? I want to sacrifice from this whole comfort and be courageous and take that steps. Sandra, as a confidence coach, have you any of your time in life decided that you will have to choose courage over your comfort zone?
Yeah, when I moved to the Middle East, I was 26. When working in television in the UK, it was so racist. You cannot get promoted. The black and some Asians, not all, but were always at the jobs that weren't really senior. And so anytime I applied or I spoke to somebody, they never really wanted to give me an opportunity. So it was an interview with Naomi Campbell who said that if you're not liked where you are, go somewhere where they will appreciate you. Okay. So I saw an advertisement. I was working in film at the time. I'd moved from TV and worked in film, but film, you know, look, that's why actors get paid so much. They do 1 film a year or 2 films a year. If you're a low-paying actor, you'll probably do more because obviously you want to build your financial wealth. But film for me was too slow. I like action. I know how my brain works. I swear I must have ADHD somewhere because I like multiple things happening at the same time. Otherwise, I get bored. And I saw an advert, Sunshine and television, and I was sick of UK weather. It got to a point, you are walking 100 yards from your house to the station. It looks like you've been attacked because the wind has blown your hair all the way over here. Your makeup, it looks like you've just woken up. And I thought to myself, who wants to wake up and live such a miserable, dreary life? You know, as a Black woman, educated, you know, intelligent, why is it I'm always held back? So I just made the decision. When I saw the advert, I went for the interview in Paddington. They offered me the job. Within 2 weeks, I was in Italy because the company was shifting. We did a digital shift from transformation project from Italy to Bahrain. And so I was part of that hiring, hired people, trained people, then managed people, and then became part of the senior team. I also knew in my spirit that I wasn't growing in London. I was too comfortable. I'm from a Ghanaian household, so Ghanaian parents, you can live with them till you die. They won't ask you for 1 penny. Me, I thought this is not life. Yeah. Because if you want to grow, you have to defy the odds. You have to do things that people wouldn't normally do. People are now rushing to the Middle East. Me personally, there's other countries to explore. That part of my life, it was an interesting part of my life. I would not be going back to the Middle East. But I also grew up. I became a woman at 27. That's when and the thing is, sometimes I ask accomplished women, when did you feel like a real woman? And somebody had told me 42.
Was it two?
After being married, you know, worked for the district attorney office in New York. These are women of substance, but they never felt like women or never felt a level of courage until certain ages. So when you feel that level that you want to be courageous, it's because your spirit is ready to grow to the next level.
Yeah.
Because what it is, our spirit doesn't just tap, it will bang and keep telling you there has to be a change. And you have to listen to the calling. But also, when you are going to be courageous, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, I know.
That's the bit that I think people are not ready for. I've been watching the Victoria Beckham documentary. After I watched Beckham's documentary last year and I saw her one, I said, okay, I actually had so much more respect for Victoria Beckham because of her courage. After the Spice Girls and she wanted to do fashion, she said she actually really wanted to take it seriously, but nobody respected her.
Yeah.
It's been 20 years. She's finally got 20 years later, finally got the respect she deserves. When I watched the last episode, there's 3 episodes and I took about a month to watch it, but I just watched the last one. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And David Beckham was saying to her, he said, I need to prove things. I need to still prove things. He said, but you've made it. I think you're doing it now to prove it to yourself. You've proved it to the world.
Yeah.
So I think I'm at that stage. She's 51 now. And I think I'm at that stage that I really need to prove it more to myself than to the world.
Yeah.
So you have different stages of courage. One is to beat them and show them I can do it. 2 is to show your family you're not just average. And then 3, I think, is where that self-actualization comes in.
Yeah. And I like the fact that you said you're proving to yourself. Like for me, for instance, this year has been a year that I've been doing a lot of constant transformation. There was a time a friend of mine was like, oh, you have to prove it to the world. I was like, no, I know what I'm capable of doing. And I know my strength. I'm doing it for myself. What if you prove it to the world? You're going to relax. But when you're doing it for yourself, then you move from the next stage to the other. So I know you're a confidence coach. And for me, you have showed me some ways that I was in my comfort zone when I was trying to run away from media. What are some of the situations that you think people may be stuck in their comfort zone? Because a lot of people might not know even they are in their comfort zone as a confidence coach.
You know what's interesting is that people need to be willing to listen.
Okay.
So sometimes you can see people are stuck. And what I do, I test the water. If I say, oh, why are you doing that? And you become defensive, I know that you're not ready for transformation.
Yeah.
So if people are stuck, some people, unfortunately, that's all they know. And that's all they're around, and they're around the same people. You want to just be around people that smoke. Listen, smoking weed, I don't have anything against it, right? Personally, I don't have anything against it. Weed is legal in multitudes of countries now. But if you're going to do anything more than that, I actually will caution you that your state of mind is unstable because you really, really, really are trying to find an external way to be joyful. When you talk about stuck, it's because people don't know who they are. So if you don't know that you are somebody, how can you get to the next version of yourself if you already don't know that you now have value? And that's the thing is waiting. I don't wait for people. Like I try and be patient and try to understand what direction you're coming from or whatever. But then after a while, I ask myself, how is it adding value to me? So if people are stuck, I'll start asking questions. Ask for feedback. How do you think I'm showing up? And the thing is, you can't be scared of the response if you're asking somebody in your life who's honest. Because a lot of people will ask people who placate their nonsense. So if you are stuck, you will ask somebody who's broke and broken for advice. So they're going to give you advice that will keep you comfortable. If you ask somebody who's not broken for advice, they're going to tell you the real. And a lot of people are not ready for real talk. I was at a trade union. I did some training at a trade union, and there was a black woman there that she started to she saw my reactions to some of the things this woman was saying in the meeting. I said, listen, I don't know who told you that this is this is how the trade. It's not gonna work like that. It just doesn't work like that as a program. I've done it in different organizations. It just doesn't work like that. And she said to me, this is, I think, earlier this year, she said, that company, they're not ready for the truth. So the thing is, we are living, I've always said this, most people are living as zombies. You know, this thing now, they call it doom scrolling, where you're just sitting on your phone. And I sometimes see the time tick and I'm thinking, I need to put this phone down. I've even started putting my phone on flight mode because I realize that we are getting conditioned, but we are not even aware of the conditioning. So when you're asking about stuck, the question is, why are you doing what everybody else is doing? And the thing for me, I don't believe in following the crowd. I've never been a crowd pleaser. I don't do entourage. You don't see me coming here with people. If I introduce you to someone, it's about how do we make money? How do we grow? That's what I bring people, is to get you out of your comfortability. So you can't be around me and be stuck. I don't hang out with stuck people. But also I'm mindful, if I'm stuck and I'm with a group of people who are progressive, there's work I have to do, but I have to do that on my own. Because sometimes you cannot make your growth somebody else's responsibility. And I think a lot of people are doing that. So when you are successful, people want you to be bringing them on the journey. But the thing is, what's the work that you're doing? So when people ask me for help, to me, meet me halfway or don't meet me at all. If I know that you really have no help or no resources, I will give you 100%. Like, some people don't have anything, but they have spirit. And I know that I can support that, because I know when they get to a certain point, then the payback will come. But it's the ones that have no interest in giving payback, the ones that have no interest in having self-awareness, and the ones who have no interest in feedback. I don't have space for that. So being stuck, to me, first thing is you have to start asking yourself questions. Is my life the way I want it to be? And it's not going to change overnight. Transformation can take 6 months. It can take 1 year. It can take 2 years. It doesn't happen overnight.
It's hard work.
It's work. And you will cry tears, because it's like you are shedding a version of yourself that you don't want to be seeing again. But the other thing you need to be aware of is around people who only remember the old you. The thing is, pain is always going to be inevitable in your challenge. You know, and the right people could support you being great. And I think that's the thing, is finding the right set of people who will not allow you to stay stuck. Because if you're around people, they will tolerate me. If you complain and complain, after about the third, I'm like, listen, you have to accept what's happened in your life and move on. Because even I get fed up of complaining. Because I'm thinking, it's not changing anything. If you complain and your life is the same, then shut up and do something. But one thing we also don't do, we don't accept that we are in the situation that we're in. And sometimes I was with somebody yesterday and I was talking about rumination. Rumination is when it becomes a behavioral habit. You think the same thing over and over again. This doesn't just become a behavior, it's also a habit that you start automatically thinking negatively, which is something called ants, automatic negative thoughts. Okay? We train ourselves. See, if you don't have children, buy yourself a dog. They're very, very therapeutic.
I mean, Rocky goes to people with good energy. So when you are around, you know that Rocky will always want to be.
He's my guy. I love animals, but the fact is that when you are Ghanaian, it's very challenging to have animals because you treat them like human beings.
Yes, okay. So Sandra, let's go to the area of feel ready. Feeling ready before you take a risk. There was a time in my life that I used to always step in opportunities before, like if an opportunity presents itself, I'm a go-getter. I step into it. And later I go like, you know what? How am I able to put things together? And that has been something that for me,
What do you mean? How am I able to put things together?
like,
Just
as in,
explain that a little
so
bit more.
for instance, if an opportunity presents itself, I just jump into it.
You don't think about it.
the risk.
Okay.
Then later, when I jump into it, that is when I go like, okay, well, I'm in at the moment. How am I able to take all these risks? And most of the time, it works for me
Because that's where you grow.
Okay.
And you know, the thing is, you don't do things you're incapable of achieving. You do things you're capable of achieving. You just don't understand how to do it, but you know you can do it.
Yeah. Because one, I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, look, I don't look at my 5 senses when it's come to taking risk opportunities. You have to look at your, what you call mental risk sense, your spiritual sense. So if I'm supposed to look at my 5 senses and I go like, I'm not going to take this risk. I quite remember when my first radio job that I got, I was new from college, from university.
Yeah, but we've got energy then. We're so excited.
We're so excited, but there was this billboard that I saw, and the media company was so big. I had come from holiday from Dubai, and I was like, wow, I would love to work in this company. But this company might know a lot of people. But Sandra, even though my 5 senses was telling me I'm not going to get this job, right? I had to tap into my mental and spiritual senses. And I did a whole proposal, went to the CEO, presented it to him, and I got that job. Sometimes, this is just something that I was able to do. There are certain times in my life that I just rely on my 5 senses as well. In my 30s, as a confidence coach, what advice will you give to people who are always waiting for the opportunity? Like, I want to get ready. I want to feel ready before they take up risk.
I think I'm going to say it depends on the personality. Because there's so many people say, just do it, just do it. And I think for some people, yes, just do it because you can recover from any, you can bounce back from anything that goes wrong. You've got the capability. Some people crumble the moment something goes wrong. And I think that this is where you need to know that, am I a preparer or am I a risker? Because there's so much rhetoric out there about, oh, you need to do this, you need to do it like this. I think that you need to listen to your spirit. Because you will then be directed. And the thing is, if you've ever heard of something called the alpha state, you know, when they say alpha and omega, we talk about church. I'm not religious, and I want to make that I don't believe in religiosity. I believe in God and I believe in the spirit, right? So if you're in the alpha state, and this is how some people, when people see people who are very successful and they are very, very wealthy people are very stress-free. Shall I tell you why? They are conditioned to allow everything to flow through them. When we have stress, when we have worries, it blocks us. And therefore we make decisions based on emotion rather than that is spiritually directed. Because our emotions, unfortunately, cloud our judgment. When you are in the alpha state, you know, like sometimes, right, you'll go out, there'll be a day you wake up, everything's good. Rocky's behaving himself. He's doing what he's supposed to do, like right now. You've made breakfast. Your friend has called you with good news. You've got an appointment with a new client and they've paid you up front. You going and you've taken a train to central London, no problem on the train, come home, no problem. And your mum calls you, your mum is doing well. That day you just think, oh, what a beautiful day. Because you are not in a state of emergency. You're in the alpha state, the state of peace and flow. So that's the thing. When I coach people, people want to say, oh, let's do group coaching. It's not one size fits all. This is where I think we've gone wrong in the modern day.
I like the fact that you said you don't like group coaching because everybody has his own strengths and weakness.
When you talk about orientation, when I'm doing programs, I used to work and coach cohorts at Sky and ITV. And I remember some of the managers, some of them directors of news and blah, blah. It's all over the UK, especially ITV. I used to travel from Portsmouth up to Bristol and Manchester. The directors that worked closely with me, that I was coaching some of the staff, they always enjoyed the way I was because I'm straight, but I'm very compassionate. And empathy is because for me, I don't always feel that business has to be hard. It needs to be collaborative. So when you're saying, do I jump into something? I think that you just need to know who you are and how you handle stress. And also, age is a factor in a lot of things. When you're younger, you don't have the responsibility. In your 30s, you have property, you have family take care. In your 40s, unfortunately, parents pass away, they get sick. Then in your 50s, you might be a carer. There are different stages in life that make your decisions either calculated, and then that does sometimes become risk averse, or you are just living free because you have nothing to think about. So as I said, everything is based on your stage in life, your adversement to risk, and also how do you handle stress? Because some people, as I said, you go and you jump in, one thing happens and you give up. How many people, I'm sure if we were to ask Google or YouTube, how many podcasts have started and lasted 2 episodes and they're tired? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy to do the thing.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
And congratulations to you for finishing your second.
No, it's my 4th season.
Your 4th season.
And I started in my little house in the corner with my bookshelf. And it was because I'm transitioned from radio. I did 100 episodes of a radio show. And I had lots of guests and I loved it because I can play music. So if you go on Mixcloud, The Millennial Coach, DA Millennial Coach, it's got music and all the music touches the topics, self-development. And coaching, not everyone can afford coaching. And I really felt there was, when I say my community are people who are ambitious, but can be introverted. The people that I resonate with are people who have confidence, but don't know how to bring it out. People who want to thrive, but sometimes don't have the resources. So I wanted to create something where people can just come and figure out who they are in that space. And the thing that I find very interesting, I'm single, so if there's any really nice bachelors who haven't got lots of children with different women, give me a call. But
I like that.
you have to do your criteria and come and respect their parents. That's the most important. But no, on a serious note, what I find interesting now, I have a lot of married people or people in relationships that actually use my advice for their relationships. And I had somebody send a message to the radio station saying I saved their relationship. And that's the thing. I find it very interesting because I don't have to be a relationship coach to understand human behavior. Human behavior, all we want in this life is to be respected, loved, and appreciated. That's literally what everybody wants. So when you see somebody who's addicted to drugs, neglect, a lot of people had to fight for survival. Most people now, global economy, people are surviving. How many people are thriving? A minority.
It's just a
majority are surviving. So if you're jumping in and you're already in survival mode, you're even going to think, how much more survival can I take?
Yeah.
Because that may cost you the place you're staying.
Yeah.
That may cost you the friends that you've got.
Yeah. And I was telling a friend that sometimes survival mode is about the people around us. And you have to take yourself out of that situation yourself. And it's not that easy. Letting go certain people
Oh
that
my God,
you
it's
think
hard.
they are there. Like, for instance,
It's
this
hard.
year I had to go like, you know what? I need to let go of certain people because I cannot constantly be in a survival mode. I want to try. Sandra, let's talk about rejection and failure.
Oh,
A lot of times,
rejection and
failure in life.
yeah.
Sometimes rejection and failure can push us to
Success
success.
or death.
Yeah. How do you think failure and rejection can help in developing our courage in life?
Failure, we need to learn from it.
Rocky,
What-
Sandra is
what
communicating, so
is-
just stay. Yeah, I know it's
he wants to play because me and him, just so everyone knows, we play a lot together when I get to the studio. He's my guy. That's why he's ready to pounce. But I think with failure, rejection is always going to come. I think parents need to do a better job.
Mhm.
This is my opinion. Parents need to do a better job of educating children on what rejection is and how to grow from rejection. Because what happens is that we get into our 20s and 30s,
Mhm.
and then when we're rejected and we fail, some people commit suicide. There was a guy recently, he's a young black man in his 30s, and he was part of a collective of filmmakers and so on,
Mhm.
of Caribbean descent. And I always read comments when people keep saying, "Oh, rest in peace," but I'm looking for a comment that is telling me what actually is going on. Yeah. And one guy had said, "You lot are there saying rest in peace, but you all abandoned him." And I liked the comment because I thought, when we fail, how many people are there to cheer us on? There's a song called "Encourage Yourself" by the Tri-City Singers. Donald Lawrence is a what do they call them?
Orchestra.
For gospel.
Okay.
American guys. What he does is phenomenal. And there's a song called "Encourage Yourself." You have to really speak life into yourself from rejection, and you have to speak life into yourself from failure. And I will say to people, how to grow from it is to be in solitude, to be alone, and also accept the defeat. That's the one thing that has got me through. I've had people promise me, "I can help you build your brand. You pay them thousands. And you are still, you're still struggling. Nobody knows that I exist.
Mhm.
And the person is still talking great talk about what they can do for me, but they have not achieved it. So I accept it. I will lick my wounds, and I will never make that mistake again.
That's a good advice.
And also do your research on the person.
Yeah.
Me, I will always say to people, "Okay, I'll trial you for 3 months." Because to me, 60 to 90 days for anything, like since my show, I've said to you, I've lost weight, right?
Yeah.
And it's been 2 months. I know that I want to get to a certain type of body. And I've achieved it before. And I was enjoying my mouth, hence the reason I put on weight. But I'm like, if you've got a health condition, for example, you can't keep failing at being healthy. You can't, because you will end up dead. Yeah? So you have to make a decision. Okay, I am going to go on a new journey. There will be setbacks, but the awareness is there will be setbacks. So when you feel the setback, you know, okay, this is the setback. What do I do in this space? So I had a setback. I was doing some money transfers, right? And so the bank started blocking my money because it was thousands of pounds because I was building an investment. And I'd met a girl earlier this year, and she really liked me. She goes, when are you going to do a course? I said, I'm not going to be doing any course because I don't like how it's really affected so many people, and people feel they haven't gotten value, including myself. But I called her and I said to her, because I know she makes about, 15, 20,000 a month. And I phoned her, I said, I don't know why my spirit said call her, but I said, have you had any setbacks when you do transfer? She said, listen, they blocked 15,000 when I was trying to get a transfer from my own family member. So I said, okay, so I'm not crazy. So this is a setback that I now am aware happens. So find people who have also had setbacks and ask them, how did they overcome it? Because it's not failure, it's a setback. And that's why when you said failure, I'm like, do I believe, if you're still breathing, you haven't failed. Even if, and this might sound crazy to some people, what I'm going to say, but you see, when I see people who are homeless and then have no interest in getting a flat and paying bills, I don't blame them, because to live in this country can be very hard. People are tired of feeling as if they're always being set back. So even if you're homeless, it doesn't mean you're a failure. You just made a completely different choice.
You decided that I just want to be homeless.
Yes, because
it's easier for me to go through the system, because the system...
So people, what I'm saying to some people, you might think, hi, I'm crazy. No, I'm not crazy.
I'm tired.
Correct.
I cannot be bothered.
Correct. Because sometimes to live is more painful than to die. I've had somebody tell me recently, she died for a few minutes. She said, do you know how euphoric it felt? Great. I thought to myself, please, let's not have this conversation. Even in my spirit, because I'm like, you're not ready to leave this earth. But I also understood that she's had so many setbacks. So I could understand why she felt euphoric at that point.
That is when you're able to bring your compassion, your empathy into listening to her.
Yeah, because you just think to yourself, I get it, but you are not ready to go to the other side yet. And I don't, listen, I will never, ever encourage anybody to take their life, because the pain it leaves for so many people who love them. But I also understand why these things happen. I get it. People are isolated. People are lonely. In the Western world, we are told you should be living by yourself by 18. You should be in Africa, in Asia, in the Middle East, you live with, as a single woman, you live with your family until you marry. It's a respectful way to be as a woman. In the Western world, we are brainwashed that you should be sleeping with so many people, you should be doing this and be stressed. And then you wonder why we've got mental health crisis in the Western world. You wonder why people are, not married. And then you're saying, when are you going to find a husband, but you've got kids? Mind your own business. So when you talk about failure and rejection, to me, there's no straight answer, because everybody's living a different life.
Yeah.
But if you are doing it for business, you have to go, to me, if you really believe in what you're doing, I'm telling you, go all in. When it's not working, you have to find some type of joy. So sometimes I phone people that make me laugh, because I'm like, I'm having a bad day. Let me call somebody that can make me laugh, because I need to cheer up. Or I might go on social media and watch when they have Virgo. I'm a Virgo. They will say, I find it hilarious. They're like, Virgos, they will upgrade your life, but don't cross them. And I laugh, because I'm like, can people stop putting my business out there? You're telling people our secrets. Stop it. But these are the things that make me laugh. I will try and watch a movie that's romantic or fun, because I'm like, I need to get out the energy of, I know today might not be great, but the other thing, if you feel rejected or you feel like you're failing, is just take a week off from whatever it is that you're doing. Take a week off, because you have to keep going, because you know what? And I say, and I quote Candy Burris, it cannot rain forever.
Yeah. And Sandra, I like the fact that you like to take week off. Yes, a moment ago, like, I'm in America. Lala, don't call me.
I had to go to New York because I was under pressure. I was like,
don't call me. I need this break.
And when I left, I knew that I have challenges when I come back, but I said for 1 week, let me not even think about And that's when you get into the alpha state, because every day you are in a different environment. You've got no problems. You have to act in life if you want to succeed. Even if you have problems, like you have no problem. So you still look good. Don't let your hair, makeup, and your nails and your exercise routine, don't let it go. If you're feeling rejected, you got to do more to feel good.
Yeah.
Eat healthy. I now eat once a day. I fast literally until 3-4 o'clock. I have one meal around that time, and that's it for the day. Okay? I haven't had time to go to the gym this week, but I'll be going back tomorrow. I like to get there at 5 o'clock in the morning because nobody's disturbing my peace. You know, you teenagers, you come, you hog the machine for 1 hour with all your friends, spoiling my routine. So you have to go at a sensible time, right? The other thing I would say when you're feeling rejected and you feel like
setbacks.
Setbacks, pray. You have to get connected to spirit.
Yeah.
It's so important. People don't realize that we're not just beings, we're energy. So you can't just keep going, and then you literally neglect different elements and aspects of yourself. Most people, this is something I've learned, and I didn't realize this until recently. A lot of successful people fast. They pray and fast until they get to the point of succession. And I know that from a Black church perspective, praying and fasting. But I didn't realize that also is translated to billionaires and millionaires that may not necessarily go to church, but they understand the alpha state. So when I talk, I talk about spirit a lot, and I feel sad for people that don't believe. I do. And I limit interaction with non-believers. Not because I'm judgmental, but we don't have the same mindset. And you have to, I believe in like-minded people. Like-minded, today you can like me, tomorrow you might not like me, and then we are
Life-minded people.
Life-minded is we are all aiming for success, but we all know the stress and we are there to support each other. So we're life-minded. We will know each other's challenges, and we don't use that against each other. Because if you're life-minded, we all know, we will club together knowing, okay, I've got a challenge. Let me speak to Fee about it. He might be able to shed some context on how I can move through it. Don't stay down. If I'm down, then I'm like, even if you see how I drag my body to the gym sometimes, even there's a girl on Instagram. Sometimes I put on her when I watch her do exercise. She's got a beautiful back. I think women who are bodybuilders and they've got the most beautiful, shaped, muscled, stretched back. That's one of my goals. And I say to her, let me know when I can post my body to you and you can then fix it and return to sender. And she would just laugh. But I try to have light humor. I try not to overthink pressure. I try to think, okay, this too shall pass. So when as I say, there's so many different dichotomies and dynamics of feeling rejected and failure. There's no one size fits all. We all respond differently. We're human. We need empathy, compassion, respect, and love in all that journey. So that's my recommendation is know how you deal with pain, know how you deal with risk. And if you're somebody who likes beast mode, you will go all in. And even when risk comes, you will have a breakdown for 30 seconds. This is a Virgo. You will be crying for about 30 seconds. Then you're like, okay, so what do we have to do? Okay, so that's what we're like. Us Virgos, we have the biggest break. We're like, oh my God, everything's going wrong. And then after 30 seconds, okay, Fia,
let's go.
Yeah, that's what we like.
I have a cousin, my closest cousin is a Virgo, perpetual means, so she's in Germany. I grew up with her, and I know that energy. She will break down and go like, let's get real.
And trust me, even though we're doing it, we are having mental breakdown even in the process. You can see us smiling, laughing, and people will never know that you have 30 pence in the bank.
Yeah.
But you look like you have 250,000 in the bank. We soldier it. We're soldiers. It's like if you want to have somebody in your life as a man that will take care of you, even when you're having a breakdown, she's also having a breakdown, but you will never know. A Virgo woman will hold you up. She will also hold you to account, but she will allow you space to have a breakdown, but you cannot stay. Both of us can't be broken for too long.
I know you guys are perfectionists.
Well, you know, that's
is that a stereotype? Because
listen, I don't believe in perfection anymore.
Okay.
I believe in being your best. One of my male friends, he said to me, he's married, and he said to me, always well put together. I said, yeah, looking broken is not a flex. And I'll tell you why. There was one time I was down and depressed, 2012. Oh my God, that's when the world should have ended, but we're still going. And then my brother said to me, my dad and my brother will never let you as a woman leave the house with your hair bad. There was one wig I was wearing. My brother said to me, my friend, come and correct yourself. You know, from your brothers telling you, you know you look bad, that you are wearing your problems.
For your own brother to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my dad, they've always wanted you as a woman to present yourself well. And it's not that I do things to please men. I'm not that type of girl. But also, we need to, as individuals, even when you are going through trauma, have pride. That's all. Have some pride in yourself. Don't look like your problems. Because if I was to look like my problems, you'll be thinking that at the station, this girl, she looks like Sandra. It's me. It's me standing there begging for money.
Yeah.
If I was to look like my problems, I'll be at the station.
Yeah. And I like the fact that you said don't look like your problem, because when I started Studio 88, it was at the worst moments of my life.
It's crazy.
And
but you can birth at the worst moments of your life.
And looking at my life and looking at the 1.5 years that I've been able to operate this whole this studio, and looking back, I was like, Fee, how did you do this? But you had to sometimes put up that smile to clients. Everything is okay.
But the thing is, the day I met you, and I came to this place, I said to myself, this guy is pretty smart, because what he's doing is, I know other people are hiring spaces and doing it, but you did something and you were very open. You were, people, I meet a lot of people and energy doesn't lie. You were accommodating. You were trying to get us drunk during the session, which I was like, this guy. Then you say, you got VIP package. I was like, see, one of the other things is, if tomorrow I had 200 million in the bank, I still wouldn't buy a purse for £5,000. That is not going to feed me the purse. So personally, I love men, because men, you lot don't walk around with bags. Even it's raining, you don't have an umbrella. Sometimes I try and walk around like a man, like no bag, but then I think, oh, my hair, then you're this. But it's the simplicity of life. The money that you make is because your root chakra is open. You are able to attract that energy of money. Because money is energy. It's got to move. But and also the reason you are doing well now, because you appreciate people and understand how to use your energy. If you use your energy to deceive, use your energy to defile, deceit, all of these things.
It's one.
Me personally, it's your success will be short-lived.
Yeah. Because there was a time I told someone that I opened the studio to provide impact in society. And I said, money is just a byproduct.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And when I see my clients growing, I feel so much joy. Yeah, sometimes I go, Sandra, no, we have to get going. Yeah, sometimes I had to push. And sometimes I know that I get on your nerves.
You do.
But I go like,
but you do it for the right reason.
I go like, Sandra, you've paid so much. We have to make it work. And it's just the joy in seeing people grow.
But this is the thing that I would definitely say is, there's so many people like you, but I would love to find the island. Where are they? You know, and I feel very blessed this year because I've met so many people that have contributed, and I'm building my team. I feel like I'm almost there. I've got you and the other guys behind you, and then, you know, we've got another guy that we're now going to be working with. And yes, we are really trying to support each other, but also everybody has to be able to win in their own right. And you're constantly somebody who learns other people in order to give them what they need. And I think that's the thing about when you are doing a business, you have to be aware of what people need. And you have to be of servant attitude. Like for me, servant leadership is important. Adaptive leadership is important. So when, you know, you go into organizations, and I'm very relaxed as a person. Like I'm chill. I don't believe if I'm paying somebody to do a job, I'm paying you for your expertise. But the problem that we're having in the world today, people are not experienced and they want the money and they're not going to give you anything. So you have proven that you are giving the value of what I'm paying for. And you're not trying to overcharge. You don't lie. You don't. And you are always in contact. You have very strong customer service. That's what sets you apart from many other people. Most people just do a job, then go home and want their salary. That's it. Nobody cares anymore about their craft, unless you're someone who may be a carpenter or you have to do something very specialist to care. Most people now are very transactional. And I think that we have lost the ability to connect with each other. Hence the reason you are a unique person in that respect.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate compliments.
Yeah, but it's true. It's that I only hang out with really kind people. Like, when I mean kind people. People have the heart of an angel. But if you cross them, they have the spirit of the devil.
I think that is something
that's a Virgo.
That's
a Virgo trait. Just so you know, we will do anything to help you. But if you cross us, I will literally pretend you're not in the room.
I've come to learn that my kindness, and I like the fact that that was the phrase that you put. Your kindness is your superpower.
It's your superpower.
And that's something.
Don't let people tell you that
it's your weakness.
No.
I have to transform in that sense this year, that my kindness is my superpower.
Yes.
If
you don't appreciate
it, I'm going to move on, because there are a lot of people who need it.
And they will also courage.
Appreciate it.
And that's courage, is to sit in your power.
And I go like, do you know what? It's my superpower. Before, I will cry over certain things. Oh, I got, and I go like, no, Fiifi, you have to sit down and know where you throw your energy at.
Let me just add on to that. Do you know how many people are in leadership roles that companies I've worked with? They have no confidence, no courage, and they mistreat the staff because they don't know how to manage people. And then then you have so much conflict in the business that I don't like this person. And sometimes I just think to myself, I can't work in these type of environments. Just have a conversation, air out your differences, and let's all move on, because it takes courage to be a very good leader. And it takes courage to tell people what you think. Because people will only come to me if they want the truth. If you ask me a question, you don't come and ask me a question so you can feel comfortable, because I'm not going to do the comfort thing. Because if I ask you a question, because somebody said to me, I asked somebody, can you give me feedback on me? She just became a doctor. Okay. She now finished her PhD. She said to me to ask you, how can I give you feedback? Because she really puts me on a pedestal. Because we used to work together in the US. And she gave me feedback. I said, no, I'm asking for feedback because I trust that you will tell me the truth. She said to me, when someone crosses you, the way you destroy them, maybe you should be a little bit nicer. I said, no, I will tell you why. When I destroy somebody, and I don't do it, when I use the term destroy, is that in my mind, you are no longer. It's not, I don't say anything.
Destroy,
I silently
move yourself.
remove myself
from that.
And you will know that we are no longer associates. And I wish you the very best of luck on your journey. And please don't contact me.
And I like the fact that you've been able to explain the word destroy, because people think destroy is just talking to the people. Destroy, I've also come to this energy that if I'm not worth your time, it's okay. Let's move on to another agenda, because.
And you know what keeps me fresh in that thought is that you don't like me, and it's okay because I don't like you either. So we are equal. So there's no misunderstanding that we are not for each other.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely okay. But a lot of us don't want to acknowledge that you don't like this person because we want to be liked. That's one of our problems in this world. So because we would rather be liked than be courageous. We'd rather be liked than be courageous. So sometimes when you see, I have different styles of dressing. Like somebody said, oh my God, you've got this big yellow skirt and this black polo neck. I said, yeah, I went to a studio to take the pictures. I said, listen, to me, hair, clothes, it's all an expression of fashion. It's not who I am. I'm not my hair. I'm not my clothes. I'm not. I'm just a human being living a spiritual being living a human experience. So when we're talking about courage, and we're talking about setbacks and rejection and failure and how to get unstuck, the first thing is, to me, what do I want from life? That's the thing. Because some people, like at one point, when I say this to people, they think it's a joke. I've always wanted to be a housewife, not the Real Housewives, but just a housewife, and then write books and do stuff on the people. Like I said, because I have peace of mind. My husband is doing what he should be doing. I'm taking care of him and the house. I'm good. Why is that such a problem?
That's my profession.
Some people, because listen, when those women, all you women out there that are housewives, taking care of the house and the children and cooking, I rate you, because I'm telling you, just cleaning my room is hard. You don't have time to even clean your room where somebody's cleaning the entire property.
Being a housewife, it's a whole
job
profession.
Of course. Because some people, they don't have cleaners. There was one lady, she said, my husband, the house is too big. Who's going to clean it?
I can see.
Yes.
He wants to come towards you.
So you have to think to yourself, what is it that I can handle? Because listen, being an entrepreneur, being successful, it's not for everybody. It is not for everybody. This is why Tesco's exists, Sainsbury's exists, the rail exists, what else? London Underground exists, because we need people to work normal jobs. If we don't, sometimes when COVID stopped, when COVID stopped the world, I said, look at that. I started to realize most jobs are not critical to this life. We make ourselves and businesses make themselves busy. Yes, we want to make money, but there's a lot of people that should not be working because they have incapability of growth. But they're needed for the basics. Receptionists are needed. Customer service are needed on the phone. Banks are closing. So we now need people on the other end of the phone. AI has come in. So we're now understanding that, okay, we can automate some roles, but we also need to train AI. So you still need humans to be behind AI for AI to work. AI doesn't take jobs. You have to learn to transform how you think about AI in order to use it with impact.
And I like the fact that you said AI is not here to take jobs. There was a moment that someone asked me, oh, Fee, looking at the media landscape that AI is taking over. I was like, AI has always been. I said, AI has always been with us.
Thank you.
When it's come to music background, when it's come to scripts, we used AI, we use computer. Now it's just the advanced form of AI, of which as a creative, you have to also tune yourself because it has come to stay. So when I see creatives go, oh, I'm not comfortable with AI, I say, stay there. Stay there.
I love AI.
I love it.
I think AI has really opened my eyes, and in so many ways, not just creation, because I'm doing a course on AI at the moment, and I am absolutely loving it, right? And the husband and wife that owned the company, before he even married her, she already made 180 million in the travel industry, and she was based in Italy. He's an American entrepreneur, and they're married. And the reason I'm saying that about her is because they're not married because they're trying to get finances from each other. They're married because they're building a level of creativity, and they've included AI to teach other people. And I'm telling you, the learning that I've had with somebody, I've got an accountability partner in the US, and we meet every Friday and we have a call. And he says to me, you know more about AI than I do. And his YouTube channel is all about AI tools. So when I start talking about, you need trigger words, you need to make sure that there are, guardrails around certain things. AI will never recreate or use your image. It will use a likeness of your image. So just learning, I would spend at least 4 hours a week, 4 to 6 hours a week learning and doing my modules. But it's so exciting, and it's gonna evolve even more.
It's going
to. Broadcast is changing, but we still need people to put out the TV. I worked in television stations for 13 years. There's a transmission suite. You still need to air stuff, and you still need to monitor it. You still need to have campaigns and promotions that need to be created by humans. You can create stuff without AI, but it can be refined with AI. You're still needing people to, yes, we do now have AI people. There's now AI musicians. You've got all of that with AI voices and stuff. For me, I've listened to some of the musicians. They don't have the range and depth that I like a musician. So it's going to be very light, singing, but it's not the kind of music I like. So AI is going to challenge every industry, but it cannot take over unless a human gives it space. The world is controlled by human beings.
And I like the fact, like, for instance, even this channel, the voiceover is AI. And when I'm manipulating the voiceover, I have to put it in a way that I want it to sound. And has it taken my job? I'm still the one operating it. So now that is when you have to take a course in how to manage AI. That's an advice she has given you.
But that's the thing. To me, you see, like when I first met you, you tell me you're doing public health. I'm like, what the heck has that got to do with what you're doing here? Just, the thing is, again,
and Sandra, I like the fact that you brought that reality, because as Black people, we are being taught, especially immigrants, we're going to do some public.
Listen, one of the things is working in television. What I've realized and learned is this is why I keep talking about adaptable leadership. You see, today, the month that we're in, I'll be already thinking about Easter, and I'll be thinking about Valentine's Day when you're working in television, what we need to promote, what shows, the campaigns we need to have, how long it's going to take, what shows, have you got the footage yet? Sometimes HBO hasn't sent the footage to the network, so we can't cut. So we will say to them, if you've got any promotions that you can send us, then we can cut our own and make our own from them. But you have to start thinking ahead. My life has always been, I feel like I've been living in my future. So I really do want to, when we talk about courage, there's a lot of people that don't understand that courage doesn't have to be loud.